Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created one of the Laravel project. Right now we are using Laravel 9.35.1, which is fine. And now in this video, I want to create one of the database, because for the backend we'll use that MySQL. For now, we have to create one of the database and we have to configure this database with our Laravel project, right? So now for doing this, make that sure you install that XAMPP. When you install it, right now my Apache and MySQL is running. And when you install that XAMPP, when you click as a localhost, it will be returned direct to the localhost dashboard. And from to this area, you have to go to that PHP my admin. And here you can see that is my localhost PHP my admin. So here we have to create all that our database, and you can see right now there is a database, that is all the things, that is our protocol version as a 10 and server version I'm using that 10.4.22. Great, which is fine. So now if you go to the database, and into the database, I have already created some of the database for my different type of project. Now I want to create one of the new database, and here there is option for the create database. Now I want to create one of the database, and I just name it as a news. Okay, I name it as a news, this type of one of the database I want to create, and that is our UTT 8 MB4 and general CI. Okay, so that will be our format. Now I want to create it. Now simply create as a create, and you can see our database is now successfully created. And now we have to configure this database. We have to configure this database with our Laravel project. So if you want to configure it, we have to go to our project, that is our total source file, and from here we have to go to the .env, and into the .env you can see that is our DB connection, and they have some of the DB name. By default they are using that database name as a Laravel. Right now I have created one of the new database name as a news. Now I copy it, and now that will be our database name. And now for our localhost, my username by default as a root, and also I don't have any password. For the reasons here, I make it as empty. If you will get all that information, if you go to your database again, and in here, if you go to that our user account, and here you can see by default my username as a root and host name as a local host, and password that have no password. Okay, for the reasons here, I simply use it my username by default as a root and the password as totally empty, because they have no password. Okay. Right now again, if you go to the database, I have created another new database as a news. So now that is our news database. Great. So here we successfully created our database, and also I have successfully configured it with our Laravel project. So friend, that's all you have to do. In our next video, I want to install Laravel another default authentication package as a Breeze. So how can install that Laravel default authentication package? In our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.